So recording. So for 6, bring your books with you, and then you put after the word use. Usually you put them after nouns. So yeah. Oh, there's a chat. No problem. So yeah. Many chores every morning. You explain what they are. My mother has owned 6 cars. I visited 3 major league ballparks, which, by the way, they're all really beautiful if you've ever been there. I haven't been to the new Yankee Stadium, but I went to the old one many years ago. Still think Giants has the best one. In his Gettysburg Address, Lincoln concluded, he explained what he concluded. Here, I've considered taking a new, oh yeah, and this one here for number 5, Dear Sir, then you kind of explain. For here, Eric swept the porch, then, Kevin raked the leaves. Yeah, so you're talking about 3 different things here, 3 independent clauses. So you rarely do that, but you put semicolons because they're all independent clauses. I started taking a new job. Still, I hate to leave this one. I love the color of my new sweater. Moreover, it's a perfect fit. My father, aerospace engineer, couldn't find a job. My mother, therefore, had to go to work. So again, 2 independent clauses, you're separating it out. 9, we won the soccer game. We lost the football and basketball games. Children playing quietly. Added baked muffins. So dashes and parentheses. Let's talk about that. And also, we'll throw in apostrophes as well. Then I'll do some sample problems. I'll have you guys do some work after that. And then near the end, we'll then talk about putting it all together. So let's see here. Dashes. So the dash is an emphatic mark of a punctuation, one that should be used sparingly. Only when it serves a specific purpose, when no other marks will carry the intended meaning as well. The dash is used to enclose or introduce short elements. So it's kind of like a colon in a way, like you're kind of elaborating. If the material to be set by a dash occurs at the end of a sentence, use 1 dash. However, if the material occurs within a sentence, use dash both before and after. So it's used as like a non-essential clause. Like when you have 2 commas, you use 2 dashes. On the typewriter, dash is indicated by 2 hyphens without spacing before. Don't worry about that. We don't do use typewriters. In handwriting, the dash is an unbroken line about the length. Yeah, that just seems weird. Let me just kind of show what's happening here. So kind of at the end here, Jim drafted the letter, carefully stamped it for special delivery, and then I guess you're putting it at the end there. I like what they do here, though. I wanted to win the race until my toe was broken. So you don't need that middle phrase here. But if you do have it, and should have, because it could have 2 commas, but they do 2 dashes, which is also fine. Her roommates are going to the game. Like, you don't need to say those 3 people. Her roommates are going to the game. But if you want to, then you put 2 dashes. So it could be used kind of as a little bit of an interruption. Parentheses are kind of the same thing. Clay was playing great football and several times staved off defeat. So you don't need that middle phrase in parentheses, but since you have it there, it's just there to describe something for the thrill of it, not really to win. I smiled and said goodbye. So you don't need that middle phrase in the parentheses, but again, it's nice to have. So again, use enclosed material that is supplementary or explanatory, like a non-essential clause, or figures that are needed to ensure accuracy use to designate enumeration if you're listing things, or kind of explain, like, no one did well in the chemistry test except Lauren, of course. They kind of do it more like what we see in these first couple of examples here. So rules use parentheses to enclose part of the sentence that to be read as a side remark or encloses a reference sometimes, or if you're numbering, but they don't really test it in that manner. Really more like number 1 here. So I'll just have you guys kind of do 6 and 7. I won't do any of those, but let's talk about apostrophes really quickly. So for apostrophes, use apostrophe and S to form the possessive, like Mary's lamb, the lamb belonged to Mary. someone's shoes, someone's one person, Captain Cooper's ship, a day's work, the work that belonged to the day. And these are all singular nouns, mind you. Now, if a singular noun has an S at the end, actually there are a couple ways you could do it. You could actually, just put apostrophe and an S at the end because it's singular, right? Or I suppose you could just put the apostrophe, and that should be fine, like Ulysses' return. Let me look at that one again. If a single noun ends in an S or a Z sound, add apostrophe, add an S for words of one syllable. Oh, so if you have more than, that's interesting. I didn't really knew that. But if it's more than one syllable, I don't know. I think you're just fine doing it this way. But if it's plural possessive, mind you, you only put, they do that, you put the plural noun and then just one apostrophe, and you don't put anything after that apostrophe. Now, some nouns don't have an S at the end of it, but are plural, like men, children, women, alumni. Then you do put an S after the apostrophe. And sometimes if you have multiple people, you could put both an apostrophe or just the one at the end. This is fine too. Sometimes use as contractions, like they have or is not of the clock. You would let us, do not. I'm not sure Jack of Latin, right? They don't really, but could not. So let me kind of do maybe a few of these here so you feel a little comfortable. The boy's bicycle was broken. So probably, so he took, so you're talking about one boy, obviously. And he took his sister's, that's possessive. Fred's ice cream cone dripped all over his uniform, okay? What's that you're watching? So what is that? So these are contractions. Your skateboard is larger than Alan's because it's possessive. My friend's grade was higher than yours. Yours doesn't have that. So that's just some examples there. So I'll put you guys in your breakout rooms again. So you can do all of Skill Builder 6, all Skill Builder 7, and 6 to 25 for Skill Builder 8. So I probably maybe a minute or so here, a minute to, yeah, well, I'll give you guys about 8 minutes or so. Then we'll share and then we'll do all these together right at the end. So stop sharing.